Welcome, welcome. Day 15 of 100 Days of Code with Ruby, and I will be reviewing one linked list problem and then jumping into some new stuff. The linked list problem is reversing a linked list, and I did it yesterday using a stack. I've already got tests set up. Yep, I already have a test set up, so let's do it. Okay. Right. Yeah, so this is cool. Yesterday I made this whole thing a linked list class. That way it keeps up with head and initializes the whole linked list based off of an array. So don't have to worry about passing in anything to this reverse. Now we'll call this reverse with stack. Stack equals an array, and I'll just use push and pop. Temp equals head. And we want to push everything onto the stack and then pop everything off of the stack. So while temp is not nil, we want to stack dot push temp, and then temp equals temp dot next. Yep, I believe that's it. That ends. And then we want head to equal the top of the stack now. So stack.pop. And oh yeah, I don't have to do this because I have the attribute accessor. Head.next equals nil. Don't know why, but that is important. That previous equals head. And then while the stack is not empty, previous dot next to equal stack dot pop. Oh yeah. Previous dot next to equal nil, and then previous to equal previous dot next. Then we end. That's it. And I'll update my test to actually use reverse with stack. Okay, so Ruby test, linked list, traversal test, failed. Ooh. What did I forget? Temp.nil, stack.push, temp equals temp.next, head equals stack.pop. Oh, maybe this does need. Yep, cool. got it. All right, there is an iterative way to do this, and I know you keep up with previous, current, and next. We'll see. Def reverse iterative. Yeah, so just go ahead and make these previous, current, and next. Next is a keyword in Ruby. Wonderful. Reserved word. It's a good word. Previous, current, and upcoming. I can spell it right? Upcoming? Yeah, let's use that. It'll be silly. So upcoming's next will equal to current. Current's next will equal previous. Okay, I've got a... And then head will be at the end. So I have to, here, I'll just kind of work through this. So I have to start at head, and let's just do it like 1. And so I need to set ones next to be nil. And then I need to set 2's next to be 1. And then 3 needs to get set to 2. Okay, so everything needs to point so 1 was 2's next, right? So 1 next goes to nil. And then 2 gets 2's next gets set to previous dot next. So we'll start with previous being head. And okay. So we will say current is equal to previous dot next. All right, that gets us the next one in line. And then upcoming is equal to current dot next. Oh, this is breaking my brain. So current is equal to head dot next, which will be 2, which is great. And then upcoming is equal to current dot next, which is 3. So I've got 2 and 3. And now I need to set previous to current. Right? Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Poop. And previous equals current. All right, I should make a test for this. It will print it out. If it takes me too long, I'll just go look it up. First iterative. Iterative. Cool. And I'm just gonna run it and see what happens. Haha. Nothing. Oh, maybe I need to initialize current and upcoming. We'll make current at head.next. And just for giggles, we'll make upcoming at current.next. So that would be 1, 2, and 3. And I know I need to set current.next to previous, and previous.next previous.next up here can be nil. And then previous.next here. So current.next equals previous, and previous.next will need to equal I don't know. Oh, maybe I need to start farther down. Okay. Upcoming. So that'll be 3. Yeah, I have no idea how to do this. I think... What time is it? Okay, I'll give myself a couple more minutes to try and figure this out. And then I'm going to go look it up. 2 more minutes. All right, so upcoming equals current.next. So 3 will now point to... Oh, no. I don't need that. I need upcoming dot next to equal current. And then current dot next will equal previous. So that shifts everything. And then I get lost. Oh, and then I probably want to set previous to... Okay, so upcoming not next will equal current. Oh, that means I've already lost the reference to the next one. Man, that stinks. All right, it's time to just go look it up. I think it's at the bottom of the list. Not doubly, not... Yep, reverse a linked list right there. Cool. Iterative method. I'm just going to copy these instructions and see if I can make it happen from these without actually looking at the code. Okay. Initialize 3 pointers. Oh, previous as null. Oop. Okay. Current as head. And upcoming as as null. Okay. Iterate through the linked list. In the loop, do the following. Okay. Upcoming equals current dot next. That way we don't lose the pointer. All right. Makes sense. Now change the next of current. So current dot next equals previous, likely. Yep. And then move previous and current one step forward. Okay, so previous equals current and current equals next. Upcoming. I called it upcoming. Okay. And then I just need to while current dot next isn't nil. Okay. Ooh, fail. Just return to 1. Because I just set current dot next to nil. Okay, let's try. Well, current is not nil. Still just got a 1. Current is equal to upcoming. Maybe I'll just break here. Break if current no. Let's see what that gets me. Ooh. Still 1. Okay. Well, let's read through it again. Initialize 3 pointers. Previous is null, current is head, and next is null. Iterate through the linked list. In a loop, do the following. Next equals current dot next. Current dot next equals previous. And then previous equals current. And current equals next. Okay, did I miss something? Nope. I am never resetting the head, and head is still at the end. So it's only traversing over 1. So I may be reversing it, but I'm not. So here is where I need to do some magic. So I'll definitely need to break. And then if current is nil, previous equals current, current equals, so I need to set at head equal to previous. Now let's see if that works. Yes. Got it. Sweet. So my little test worked. I'm just calling linked list reverse iterative and then double checking it. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's go see how they implemented that. Cool little visual. Head ref equals previous. That's what yeah, those instructions don't have that on there. Oh, they're doing while current isn't equal null. Yep, makes sense. Oh, and then they do it at the end. I like that. I like that. Huh, I do need to move that out of that loop. Yeah, that's a little bit more succinct. Let's make sure it still works. Yep, still works. Nice. Cool. So that's about all I wanted to do with linked lists. Let's see. Tries are next. Never implemented a try. Have no earthly idea what it is. Well, I've got an idea of what it is, but not how to implement it. So, this should be fun. I did do a little bit of reading here. This may end up being a copy and paste and translate the code until I understand it, which is fine. Python seems fine. Okay. Oh, so they're just returning truthy values. Is this just an implementation of a data structure? I guess so. Try. Oh, there is a root. There is a root. Okay. Whoa. Professional grade beginner. Nice. Thanks for the raid. Welcome, everyone. All three. I'm figuring out how to implement tries. I don't know much about them, so feel free to struggle along with me. So I think I understand how to implement the just like data structure. It's not too different from what's going on with like a linked list. I guess that's why it's for trees and whatnot. Is it? No, it's after trees, but yeah, whatever. But as children instead of a next or a left and right, and it has a boolean if it's an end of a word. And then like the linked list, you want to keep up with the head, or I guess here the root. Okay. All right. Let's set up some of the boilerplate stuff. We'll say try. And then we need test stuff. Let me see. Good status. Cool. Hey, stranger in the night. What's going on? Yeah, good to see you too. How's life been since the last time I saw or chatted with you? Yeah, I've had family stuff going on. So I haven't been streaming as much in the evenings, just like an hour or so each day. Cool, so now I can fill in this try stuff. New file, try.rb. Then we'll make a new test file. I watched the full Harvard CS50 playlist on free code camp since yesterday. Dude, you're pushing through stuff. That's crazy. And those videos are dense. I've made it through like the first few of them. Yeah. It's about 15 hours plus. I don't doubt that. Try test.rb. Let's copy just some boilerplate code for the test. Try/try. That's silly. And then I'll call this try, and setup will be a try. I don't know what this is gonna look like yet though. Okay, so boilerplate for the test all set up. Gives me lots of understanding of the memory and C language end of things. Yeah, from what I've heard, with C, you have to deal a lot with memory. I haven't written much of it, but apparently it's a big deal. Null pointers and out of memory stuff. Try node. It just has children. Does this actually have a value? You worked a bunch with databases and SQL, you said before? A fair bit. Yeah, I've worked mostly with MySQL, a little bit with Postgres, so all using SQL. But most of the time, that SQL was behind object relational mapper or an ORM. So, like in Rails, you can use a bunch of Rails methods instead of actually writing out SQL. Why do you ask? All right, just gonna do this. An ORM? No, it's not. An ORM is. Let's see, what's the easiest way to explain this? So, I'll use Rails. Ruby on Rails. It's a framework for Ruby. That doesn't matter as much, but an ORM is basically a it's a layer between you and the SQL that runs on the database to pull data and whatnot. So you can write like Ruby code or JavaScript code that then that ORM turns into SQL queries. That way you don't necessarily have to know SQL to interact with the database. Yep, a Ruby on Rails compiler. You got it. It's array and is end of word. It's equal to, just initialize it as false. You're reading up on Ruby on Rails? What do you think? Oh, feel free to ask crazy questions. I may or may not know the answers. Successor for children. Successor for is end of word. I do have a bit of brain activity about the programming direction we are heading in. Tell me more. Tell me more, stranger in the night. You're more than welcome to your opinion. Doesn't mean you're necessarily wrong. Does seem to me that by building the frameworks we are speeding up the time it takes to build new software and applications. Yes, that's correct. That's the whole sell for frameworks. I see the butt. I'm ready for it. It does still seem to me that the power is still in the hands of a few. You mean the people that build the frameworks? A lot of what we build now depends on the frameworks. Yep, that's true. That's absolutely true. Oh, and if any of you raiders are still here from Professional Grade Beginner, feel free to hop into chat or drop a follow. That'd be awesome. So if someone decides they don't want to share the frameworks, they still own the master code. The libraries. Well, I think there's... I think if it came down to it, yes, that would be correct. But there is some open source, like, licensing around those libraries. So I think that they would have to go through a fair bit of bureaucracy to, like, pull all that source code and keep the public at large from using it. Because most of these open source frameworks, there are closed sourced frameworks. I don't know that I use any or have used any, but those do exist. Most of the stuff I use is open source, and because of that, like for React or Ruby on Rails, I can literally like go to their GitHub and pull the code down on my computer, and then I have it forever, or at least a copy of it, a snapshot of it. If they were to pull it at a later date, I wouldn't get updates, but I'd still have the code. The best transition is no transition. Am I right? I watched the movie The Internet's Own Boy today. I have not seen it. I have not seen it. I guess I don't watch too many movies. What is this getting? Oh, a knit is it just... It's the story of Aaron Swartz. I'm quickly Googling who that is. Oh, I do know this guy. Okay. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. It's called The Internet's Own Boy. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I was reading about this guy not too long ago. Okay. I'll add it to the list. I'm going to move this one to the top of the other ones that you suggested to me. try not to spam you with my crazy findings. No, it's totally okay to spam me with them. Just don't be disappointed at the speed that I move through the content. Because I'm not going to spend a whole day going through and watching videos. Yeah, I used to do that a bunch. Not so much anymore. I'm trying to squeeze in more time to, stream on Twitch. Perfect. Good choice. Thanks. Appreciate that. So they create a try. Oh, and they do actually use the insert. Keys and keys, t.insert key. Okay, let me see what the insert does. Don't know what pcrawl is. Okay, I'm going to look at... Let's go C#. I'd rather see you than send you things to watch. I always like to share the interesting things I find. Yeah, I at least read up on them. And it's great that you send me stuff. I enjoy it. Let's try. Oh, they set this up a bit different. Okay. String key. What is pcrawl? Oh, trying to pcrawl equals root. Oof. Struggling with this try implementation. All right, I guess that's just a variable name. Inserts the key into the try. If the key is prefix of the try node, it just marks leaf node. What language do I code in the most? For the past couple months, it's been Ruby on Rails. Previous to that, it was mostly JavaScript. But I've taken a liking to Ruby, and yeah, hopefully after this 100 days of code, I'll be much better at it. All right, so that makes sense. Try node, get node. Then it creates a reference to a new try node, sets end of node to false. Oh, and that's just looping over children and setting them all to node. Okay, that's easy. That makes sense. Don't need that. But I do need this insert. So does that mean you prefer to be on the server side? Yes. Yes is the short answer, but I think the preference is something like 55-60% preference towards being on the server. And I think that's mostly... Well, I was going to say I think it's mostly because of my lack of CSS skill, but I don't think that's exactly true. Because if there's already a design system in place, I don't mind at all. I can just like use what's already there. But coming up with designs from scratch on my own, I am not great at. Things look very bland. Yeah, makes sense. You get that feeling? Wait, you already got that feeling about me? Is that what you're saying? I get it. I get it. Now you're saying I'm bland. I understand. I know. I'm just picking on you. Alright, I'm just gonna do the thing and copy it over. I don't know if this is big enough. Ooh, that's really big. I don't know if I can deal with that. Okay, so now we need def insert. And I think we just need the key. Another programmer I was watching on Twitch sold my feelings in the game he's designing. He sold them. Like he took your feelings through the internet and sold them in the game. All right. You like to use, what is it, cry? Is that what it is? What is it? Oh, it's just the sad face. I don't know why they're calling it e-crawl. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just gonna call it temp for now. Root for in 0 to key dot length of if it's a string. It might be key.size. I don't remember. What is that? So I know that works in Ruby, but I don't know. Hold on, I'll be right back. He's adding items to a Mafia-style game that he's building. Gotcha. Perfect. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, that's exciting. It's pretty late here. It's 11:20 p.m. and there's like, I don't know, a bunch of police cars with flashing lights outside of our house. There are a lot of other houses around, so they're not coming to our house, but yeah, that's why I had to run up real quick. Raid? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't have to magnet the hard drive yet. I'll do that when they're beating down the door. There's just enough time. Whoa, where's index? Okay. I don't know what this does. The whole Mel Gibson conspiracy theory routine. Yep. That's the way. if I have to use self here, but it makes VS Code happy. Get node. Is there a different exercise for each day of this 100 days of coding? No. I'm loosely following a Geeks for Geeks post, and mostly just picking stuff out on my own. Yeah. Yep. It's this Geeks for Geeks post. 100 days of code. This is what it's inspired the whole thing. And I'm mostly following this because they listed out this data structures and algorithms and then gave a bunch of handy links to it. So I skipped time and space complexity analysis. I'll probably come back around to it, but that's more of a reading thing. And then looking at code and whatnot. And I wanted to do more actual coding for my 100 days of code. So I just started moving through here and I'm down to tries. And once I get through the rest of these, I'll probably start building some stuff. And I've got some ideas of what I want to build. So the last load node as leaf. Yeah, it's a little intense. There's a whole like official 100 days of code thing. 100 days of code official. Let's see. Yeah, 100daysofcode.com. And these are the loose rules. Code a minimum of an hour every day, and then tweet your progress using that tag. I think this guy is associated with Free Code Camp. And 100 Days of Code is associated with Free Code Camp. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I had no idea about it till a month ago or something like that. And yeah, even if you're just like watching videos and stuff, like you might want to hop on. I think they've got like a Discord and a Slack and some other stuff. I haven't checked those out. I've just been talking to people on Twitter about it, but they're pretty friendly and helpful. Okay. Don't need this traversal test. Don't need that. Let's just see if we can create a try and print it out. Def test try. And how are they doing that? Keys. Okay, so they're just mapping over keys. And I'm just going to take these. The A there, answer any, bye there. Oof. I see lots of people on Twitter posting about the 100 Days of Code because I follow so many different places now. Yeah, that's awesome. As you can tell, I'm searching everywhere for knowledge. That's great. Take it in from all sources. Okay. No method. Minus defined for a string. Not surprised there. So let's see how they're doing insert in Python. Oh, they've got a helper method, character to index. Length of key, yep, range length, makes sense. Oh. Oh, that's weird and interesting. They're operating, okay. So I need to go back and set this up a little bit differently. Jeez, I don't know how to do this. 26 dot times. Oh gosh. Can I map over an array? You know what? I'll just do it the way I know it. And then 26 times do. Children dot push. No. Right? That's what they're doing. Yep. None times 26. And then setting the actual index of the letter. So I need to find this. Oh gosh, what is it? Ruby character to Unicode. It's like 2B or yeah. .ord. And then oh, you can do a whole string with .bytes. Interesting. Then get the character back with .chr. Okay. these are the 3 that I need. That's perfect. Frameworks are interesting with the model view controller method. Yeah. How are they interesting to you? Reminds me of CSS and HTML with programming. Yeah, but the HTML and CSS would just be the view portion of that, not the model and controller, right? Yeah, layout, like that's the view portion, I believe. Key word. Okay. Let's see if this will insert it now. No. I broke it. How did I break it? Unexpected end. Expecting end of input. What? Oh. Okay. I guess what I mean is like how they take the styling of CSS out of the HTML code and use a different file. Okay, I think I follow you. CSS is not considered a framework, I don't believe. It's style sheets for HTML. Class on 44. You need to see some more framework libraries. Okay. Rails is a good one. React is a good framework to look at. JavaScript-wise and front-end-wise, there's things like Vue and React that are pretty popular. Oh, and CSS, there are CSS frameworks, things like Tailwind and Bootstrap. And now that I think of it, I don't know that there are any HTML frameworks. Because HTML is just a template language, like a markup language. It is a markup language, but I guess things like React and Vue. No, but they're built with JavaScript. Maybe JSX, but that's still JavaScript. It all spits out HTML and CSS at some point. There's a nil there. Huh? I googled what language is Twitch built in earlier. Oh yeah? What is it? Probably React, right? Let me see. Yeah, I've got access to the React developer tools. It at least has some React in it. Oh, this needs to be key.linked -1. A bit of a secret? Oh, could you not find anything? Ruby, Go, JavaScript, C++, and C. Huh. Did you... Well, whenever I try to figure this out for any like website or company or something like that, especially the bigger ones, maybe like Twitch, I always go to their jobs or careers pages and see what they're hiring for experience-wise. Yeah. Because that's one of the yeah. Oh, hey, Crutchcorn. Welcome, Raiders. Hey. Stranger in the Night, and I are having a great conversation while I am desperately trying to figure out how to implement a trie. I've never done it before. Sorry I didn't have more folks to raid you with. Oh, dude, no worries. This is wonderful. I really appreciate the raid. Oh, it did stuff. Okay, this is awesome. What are tries? You don't mean the try? I do not. A trie is a data structure that you can use to build like autofills with. So it stores, so if there's like 3 words like the, that, and those, it'll only store the th one time, and it'll store the extra endings of the words and the rest of the tree, so that as you're typing, it's searching through the trie and giving you those autocorrect suggestions. Yeah. It's fun to figure out. It's definitely above mine, above my level of CS knowledge. That's why I'm trying to figure it out and struggling real hard. Oh, hey, O by 80. Nice, I didn't know about this data structure. Maybe Elasticsearch uses something similar. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Elasticsearch is a bit more robust than this. Yeah. All right, and it seems the way they're setting it up on Geeks for Geeks is each node has an array of children that is equal to the length of the alphabet. And then it sets the next node at the index of the alphabet, which is super confusing and hard to keep up with. Insert search. Okay, so search takes the root and then maps over the key to search against. Search against. Oh, and just checks if the index is there. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. As a heads up, there is about a 1 second delay between your voice and the video lip sync. Okay. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah, I appreciate it. I've been trying out some new camera and mic stuff, and the delay has been weird. Is the camera first or the voice first? Don't need to talk more. Maybe I need to talk more. All right, I'm just gonna set it and if it makes it better. This is what worked the other day. Okay, I added more delay to the mic. I just did. Just changed it. Does it seem better? Who knows? Okay, nice, nice. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so temp equals. There's a little bit still. Okay. Need to head to bead bad bed. Hopefully it's just bed and not bead bad bed. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. It's good to see you again. Hope you rest well. Temp is root, and then for I in a range, and we want that range to be 0 to key dot length -1. Okay, makes a bit more sense now. Oh, so this is really similar to insert. Okay. So that'd be key I dot ord, so we can get the Unicode value minus a dot ord. And because I just looked it up, I know that a.ord is equal to 97. Understanding of HTML, CSS, and experience with React. Oh, is this for Twitch? Experience writing Go or Python in production systems. Nice. Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. So it's definitely React on the front end. And Go or Python. My guess is that the original system backend was built in Python and now they're switching it over to Go. Because they need to speed up. Return false if right. Rubyfy it unless temp dot no children index. What's my history with programming? You may have mentioned on my stream. Yeah, hey, it's totally cool if you've forgotten, and it's difficult to convey the experience in text form. I've been coding for about 5 years professionally now. And basically the beginning of that 5 years was starting from zero. I decided I wanted a coding job and started doing tutorials and whatnot, and got hired on at a really low rate. Hey, 5 years for you too? Nice. Yeah, I did basically all my learning on the job, working part-time at first, and then eventually got hired on full-time. And now, working at a really cool place that I like. It's still a really small startup company. You were the same? Yeah. Sometimes it just works out that way. And hey, I could make it work at that point. Nice. And Crutchcorn, what do you mostly work in now? Or working with? Primarily front end, Angular, React and Vue. But also do native code back end. Today's stream was all Java, JS, interop. Whoa, nice. That's exciting. Sounds like your 5 years were much more condensed knowledge-wise than mine. Oh yeah, and you're the guy, the Git Shark guy, right? You pointed me to Git Shark. Is that what it is? Yeah, and OceanBit. That's you. Nice. I just did a lot of unpaid overtime. Yeah. Oh, cool. Cool. So you're the Get Shark guy and Ed Pratty? Pratty? Is the designer? Nice. Stranger in the Night, if you haven't checked it out or looked him up, Crutchcorn does a lot of programming streams as well, and they're pretty good. They're very good. They're very good. And he does Get Shark, which is this. And you can let Ed Pratty know that the designs look very good. I'm very impressed. Let's pause that. Yeah, Stranger in the Night and I were just talking about not really having great design skills. So it's good to see it executed well. The designs are basically the only reason I haven't given up on the project. Nice. Yeah, it looks so good you can't quit, right? There's a reason I asked Ed to help with the design. You suck at design stuff. Yeah, me too. Like I was telling Stranger, if there's a design system in place, I can copy and implement fairly well, but coming up with it on my own, super struggle. Oh, as a Ruby noob, is at indicative of a decorator, or is that just a variable naming convention? It designates instance variables. So for each instance, these variables will always be the same. Yeah, there's a bunch of different weird stuff. I think that at try would be a class variable. And then like JavaScript, there's no like const let or var to do a local variable. It's just whatever it is equals something. And it's dynamically typed, similar to JavaScript. I think there are some differences, but most of it's good. I was laying down thinking about the stuff I'm learning, and then I looked up the Twitch playing on my TV. Had to get up and look what was being produced with. Oh, yeah. Glad you got up to see it. Nice. Thanks, stranger. Appreciate that. hey, I just got off a 4-hour stream and haven't eaten since breakfast. I'm gonna get going. Sweet. Thanks. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello and chatting for a bit. I hope you have a good rest of your day. So much fail. Stranger. Oh, I want to see the code behind everything. Do you know, Stranger, do you know about the inspector? Like if you're viewing this on a desktop or something, you can just open up the dev tools and look at the HTML. See oh, cool. I see every web application as pieces now. Yep, that's good. That's good. As soon as you can start breaking it down, it's a lot easier to code it. Okay. 73. That's weird. Let me... And my brain says for everything it does, what language is that? Yeah. Which can always be super confusing because there's a million ways to do it. So this is failing. If not, temp.children.index, return false. I was like, damn, Twitch is sexy. That's funny. Okay, I'm not sure why that's returning null. Undefined method children for enumerator. The heck is enumerator? So temp is at root. Let's see what temp is. Okay. Surprisingly, that looks right. You know what? Just do that. I need to put that first. Otherwise, it's gonna break. No, this isn't gonna work because it's still in our numerator. Right? Yeah. Design has been my thought of the day. How to design beautiful applications. Yeah, those are good thoughts. There are a couple of books. The Design of Everyday Things. Yep, this book right here by Don Norman. Excellent design book. Oh, here, I'm going to throw some stuff at you now. And then there's another great design book called Don't Make Me Think. Heh, this book right here. Okay. Cool. I'll link these in chat for you. I'm just going to send the Wikipedia link. That's the design of everyday things. I'll let you figure out how to acquire these if you see fit. And then, you did bring up a fun topic. Then there is the clean code that's beautiful too. Clean code. Oh gosh, there's no good link for this one. It just takes you to Uncle Bob. This book right here, written by Robert Martin, is one of the coding classics books, if you will. And I'm currently very slowly reading through it. I have watched all of his clean code talks on YouTube. Let's see if I can find him there. Oof. I'm opening too many things. My computer's chugging. Let's see if I can get this out. Yeah, there's lesson 1. Detox Mango. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Hey there. And boom. There's the YouTube link to the first clean code video. I've watched all of those. They're awesome, and they give kind of a summary of the book. The book definitely goes more in depth. Detox Mango, welcome. How are you doing? What brings you here? Algorithms, math, prerequisites is calculus? I'm not sure. I understand that it's good to know lots of discrete math, but I don't have a good working knowledge of calculus or discrete math. I'm just learning about Laplace transform and Fourier transform. I don't even know what those are. My friend said he learned Laplace and Fourier in high school calculus. replace, transform. Yeah, I'm not even sure what those are. I looked them up and immediately saw lots of mathematical notation and my eyes went a little fuzzy. Okay, for some reason this keeps showing up as an enumerator and I don't know why. It's because of the way I'm creating it. Did I not implement it in the test correctly? Okay, I get 01917. Okay, seems fine. Wait a second. So it runs through there. Right? Yeah, because this wouldn't print out if it were... Huh. Anyways, I found some tutorials teaching neural networks and reinforcement learning to solve novel problems, which the tutorial writer says he only expects the audience to know how to program and be willing to look up what he doesn't know. Oh, that sounds awesome. Using Visual Studio Code with Live Server extension. I am using Visual Studio Code, and I think I have the Live Server extension. I'm not sure if it's up to date, though. I've been using it for pair coding at work. So I wonder if it would be possible for me to go through his tutorials and be able to start audio visual speech recognition projects of my own. Well, if the guy says all you need to know is how to program and be willing to look up stuff, I'd say give it a go. And then if you run into like big walls, figure out what you need to learn. And then start audio visual speech recognition projects of your own. I'd say you could probably do that if you have a decent understanding of programming anyway. There are enough packages out there that handle a lot of the difficult code already. Do you just run your Ruby code in the console? Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing, stranger. I know VS Code has a built-in terminal, but I'm not in the habit of using it, so I just used the built-in one on the Mac. is this an enumerator? Because there's no course for this, but the speech recognition and computer vision courses have math prerequisites. Oh, yeah. I mean, you could always go for it and see where you get stuck. See if math is an actual blocker or not. Doesn't matter. It's going to take a while, but I'm growing my intuition by skipping around these more advanced courses. Cool. So you're like going to an advanced course and figuring out what you can, and then when you don't know, rubber band back type thing. Figure out what you don't know, backfill. Figure out what you don't know, backfill type thing. Oh my gosh. I think this mistype has been causing me problems for the last 15 minutes. Hey, look, it works. Gotta love programming. Okay, now let's see if this one works. Awesome. Gotta love it. Yep. That's all good. Ah, silly mistype. Detox. Yeah, but I'm missing a lot of details. I met someone who tried this also, but he started from the beginning after a year of trying this, and he shared me what he had gained a better understanding of. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much I didn't know. Yeah, I think going into anything like this, whether it be data science, programming, coding, web development, Stranger and I were talking about this a few days ago. It's like you just don't know how much you don't know until you start learning more things. It's definitely something I've felt early on as I was learning web development stuff. It's like, oh, cool, I've got a handle on this. And then I figure out this other depth of knowledge that I have no idea what's going on with. For example, like learning some HTML, learning some CSS, feeling confident, and then figuring out JavaScript's a thing. Yeah, that happens. this is awesome. Cool. We have a try implemented. Your backfill sounded like exactly what I'm doing, except in the pit when the backfilling starts. They dig your way out. Oh, so you're imagining the backfill as things falling on top of you. Huh. Well, I can't believe that this works. Let's hammer it a bit more. Chatting with you has been good to bounce what I've learned off and get some clarification. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Always feel free to ask any questions. It doesn't have to pertain to what I'm working on. If you need stuff to like talk through stuff, feel free. Wow. It just works. Huh. Dang, this is cool. An hour or more ago, when I was just starting to read about tries, I did not think I was going to get this implemented. The part that I'll get to that. The part that really tripped me up is I didn't understand this children array. Because the way they show the try is using actual letters, right? So I assumed that the try node would have a value and then some pointer to the next value, similar to a linked list or a binary tree. But instead, they implemented it using, this is only works for the English alphabet. They implemented a children array that has nils or nulls, no value, at 26 spots, and then they insert another try node at the spot the letter's at, which is kind of crazy to think about. Huh. And I know the use case for this is like autofill in a search box, but I don't know how that gets implemented from this yet. Oh, this is just what I looked at. You have more links to tries? Yeah. I didn't know anything a week ago, and I almost understand you now on a simple level. Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations. Okay, so these articles look like something worth looking through. I have much more terminology in my head. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It I used to think it was just like tech, or like I was in the outdoor industry and there's a lot of lingo. I think every industry vertical just has so much of its own lingo. And that's what part of what makes it hard to break into, is understanding all the terminology. Okay, I'm gonna work on this stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna make some commits and wrap up. Languages like to switch it up on you too with syntax. That is 100% true. And don't forget about the frameworks. Same thing, different syntax. Yeah. Yeah. The frameworks are what you think about. If I learn all a language, then you have to relearn the framework. Sometimes. That's not always true. Yeah. Yeah, that is true some of the time. 75% might be different. Yeah. Yeah. I will say that is one of the reasons. So, this exact framework conversation is one of the reasons that I chose to use just Ruby for at least some portion of this 100 days of code, because I use Ruby on Rails a ton at work, and I didn't know where that dividing line between Rails and Ruby was. But now I have a much better understanding since I've been using just Ruby for a little bit. What is W? You notice most web apps use all different languages. But they say learn one real well. Yes. Yeah, it definitely helps to have broad knowledge and deep knowledge. I think that's, oh gosh, it's from some book, but it's like be a T-shaped person. But it's exactly what you say. Like a puzzle. Yeah, you build your shape of a T, Oh, what do you need to know from each? Um, yeah, I think that's right. And at least in my experience, what I've found is that just like recognizing syntax in many different languages is super helpful. Like SQL is a bunch of PHP. I don't think that's correct. Oh, yeah, here's some more fun terminology. So things like Ruby and now JavaScript and Java are general purpose programming languages, meaning you can use them for lots of different things. But things like SQL um, is closer to a domain specific language because SQL is only used for making queries against a database. So it has one use. And then someone brought up Elasticsearch earlier, which is another search thing. It's the database basically, but it has its own domain specific language. Are they not built on each other though? Like SQLite built with some PHP? I'm not sure what SQLite is built with, but I know a lot of the databases are usually built with like C or C++ because they need that close to the hardware speed. SQLite's a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know as much about it. Languages built on other languages. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think there's a fun circular dependency with C and C++ and how they're compiled. One of my one of my buddies was telling me about it. Is something like it goes through several different compilers that are written with C, written with C, written with C, written with C to compile different things down into assembly language. And it's just this big circular weird thing. Ooh, last question. I'm ready. Why do all the teachers not use real world apps to teach? Can you elaborate on that? Do you mean like YouTube teachers and stuff like that, just like building to do apps or Twitter clones or something like that? They just use some random variables. Oh, you mean like I'm just doing the data structure stuff and not actually building an app similar to that? Yeah, I guess to answer your question the best I can, uh, I think some teachers do use real world apps, or at least like smaller versions, practice versions of those apps. To me, it's hard to wrap my head around a video where they say this is like a store where the person can buy a foobar baz. Oh, right. Okay, cool. That makes more sense. Yeah, if that's the case, try and find the teachers or tutorials that actually explain it. Yeah, they do that a lot, um, which is a good critique. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's true. They're trying to focus on the concept. Yeah, yeah, and in some capacity, the concept doesn't matter as much as like what you're building, right? Like the use case for what you're building. But when you don't understand and they add random stuff, it's like, what is this person talking about in real world coding? Yeah, yeah. It definitely helps to have context, right? Like context is super key. So, yeah, yeah. There's got to be some teachers or tutorial makers out there. There's context. You're a tall man with a beard. You're not a tall man with a bald head. Oh, now we're getting the logic puzzles. Yeah. All right, you said that was the last question. Do you have another? I did enjoy my coding. Yeah. I was pretty excited to get tries working. I had a basic idea of what the heck it was as a data structure, but then when I started reading the implementation, I was super confused. Got it working though, so I'm excited. I'm excited to try it tomorrow. I think there's some more operations I can do with the tries, and that might actually be fun to implement in a real world situation, like you're saying. Like actually create an auto-filling search bar. I don't know how difficult that'll be, but maybe that'll be one of my later on projects. Cool. Well, I think that's all for me. Stranger of the Night, thanks for hanging out. Always enjoy your company. Detox, if you're still here. Thanks for dropping in and dropping in chat, and thank you for the follow once again. Hope you folks have a wonderful rest of your day, however long that might be, and I'll see you later, if not tomorrow.